Kubor ka Batisi TV. Lawan Rashapi da ka Frank Motors. I am Tata Punch. Price starting at 5.80 lakhs. Ringkat bat ka net foodish. Ordar mapi nginwan ra amangi hakir dobyeng jongpi.
Hadien live news Snem tam kejala kalayo pleno ya ka 5-star hotel ka Baningkong hapo kejala Meghalaya kata ka Crowborough hotel lani ka Vivanta Meghalaya ka badan hakandailat haka khatsau tarik urisau arjar puar ya ka hotel Vivanta Meghalaya la Plie bat la IT ka Vivanta Taj do menteri rangba kejala u Konrad ki sangma haka jia don lang u menteri ka tanat jongo kai parthai usngiau balang dhar bat u chairman ka Meghalaya Tourism Development Corporation u saling isangma lembat kiwe de ki he sarkar laban kedo bayakani ka hotel Crowborough ka badana khandailat lani ka Vivanta Meghalaya la sang bantai ningkong Snem syaja khandai spa prapusan hanrei namar bami ki kenrum kani ka hotel kala syusateng klem dadon bala bandai
Thank you. Hi. Good to see you. Yeah. This is Thank you. Kaise? Welcome to Welcome to Shillong.
We congratulate Sangma for being here with us. We are presenting him with a beautiful bouquet as well as traditional shawl. Extending a warm gesture of welcome to the Chief.
We got
On behalf of Indian Hotels, we're very proud to be able to be custodians of this privilege of bringing the first 5-star hotel to the state of Meghalaya. Northeast is a very important region for IHCL. Just to share with you all, we have a total of 9 hotels, either in the operation stage or in the development stage. We already have, this is our 3rd Vivanta hotel, 1 each in the state of Sikkim, Assam, and now Meghalaya joins another state for us. We have 2 Ginger hotels, 1 in Assam and 1 in Tripura. We have some very interesting projects in development. In the coming year, we should be going to Arunachal with our Vivanta brand, followed by some other interesting projects, another Ginger in Gangtok. We're looking at a 2nd Ginger in Guwahati. So there is a lot of commitment from the leadership team of Indian Hotels to really bring quality accommodation and infrastructure to the entire Northeast. It's a very beautiful place. Personally, it's my first visit to the state of Meghalaya, and I've enjoyed every minute of it and was actually wondering why we were planning to return so fast. Maybe we'll come back again soon. But thank you again for giving us this opportunity. And we will leave no stone unturned to ensure that we bring world-class hospitality to this city, to this state, and we look forward to grow further in the state of Meghalaya itself. Today marks an important day because we're taking the handover of this project from the SM group, Mr. Vikas Agarwal. And over the next few weeks, we will run a couple of trials and get ready to start welcoming our guests soon.
Perhaps more than 50% of those who are present here were not even born when this project was conceived. That was in 1985. It's been a long journey. I was also part of that journey for a short period of time, about 2 years in the early 2000s. And I know what challenges we went through. So I would like to congratulate, under the leadership of our present Chief Minister, for the tipping point he provided in ensuring the fruition and the completion of this project. He has to definitely go outside the box, I'm sure, to ensure that all this has happened today. Because we had tried all the conventional methods, there was no plain vanilla solution to this, and it was more complicated than one would like to even imagine. So I would like to congratulate Sir, would like to congratulate the Tourism Department, MTDC, under the leadership of the Minister of Tourism, and also the SPV partner, Aura Hotels and Resorts Private Limited, the operator, Indian Hotels. Congratulations to all of you. 104 rooms, different categories, all-day dining, specialty restaurant, bars, banquet hall, meeting rooms, is what we have been looking for in Shillong. And this hotel will provide employment to all the locals over here, will also provide employment and business opportunities to local entrepreneurs. The supply chain management at different points, the local entrepreneurs can surely take advantage of, and I'm sure it will enhance their growth, it will enhance their income. We can see high-end tourism coming to the state, which is very, very important. We need high-end tourism to come. More than that, we are all aware, many are aware, especially from the tourism industry, that 40% or more of tourism in India is MICE tourism. That is meeting, incentives, conventions, and exhibitions. And Shillong is a hot destination for MICE, starting with this hotel. I'm sure that more projects will come into fruition, and we are talking about the hotel, which is about 100 meters away from here, which also will be inaugurated probably in about a couple of months' time.
I, being the MTDC chairman, we have been, every now and then we were thinking of how to get rid of this headache, you can say. One of the longest headache that has been lingering in the state of Meghalaya. And anyways, we've got lots of, helpers, you can see, from all the corner. Like the group, which our Chief Minister has already, organized and then made to make sure that they comes to materialize this particular Crowborough. The MTDC had with Leslie and the SPBB with the SN Group and companies and with the Vivanta touch, But whatever the initiations and the persistence that has been taken by this government, I would love to congratulate the team, the effort done by the, even our tourism officers, principal secretaries, commissioners, whoever is engaged. And then this is the light of the day that we have been waiting for, just to see that something comes up. And I would like to congratulate everybody and thanks to all the members who has taken part to make sure that this is materialized.
So sokia laino kentai chen rang yara kriaso dato ibor chabri sokia laino kending 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 ding 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 kending 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 ding 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 ding
Mr. Adi and Mr. Ashutosh Kumar.
At the very moment when I entered this room, I whisper my conscience scheduled tourism. Ari, what is this? I didn't feel that we are in Shillong. And I asked him also, when did the touch group change this design? This design is really different from the other Vivanta. So congratulations, ma'am. So it's my pleasure to be here with you. So especially our honorable Chief Minister with his full efforts and guidance and keep follows every now and then, and all the teamwork, especially even from the MTBCs and the other officials who are from the tourism department. It's because of their hard works as a teamwork with the government together, we are a success today in this, as I here today in this evening. Does not mean because of me as a tourism minister and because of our chief minister. It's because of all of you. All of us are just like the army of this Crowborough. And whenever I go to Peace Bazaar up and down, I didn't expect during this term especially to be complete as I here today. So my pleasures, thank you very, very much, and especially all the friends from social media also, and every now and then, every occasions, every meeting, our chief minister used to mention this hotel. We will inaugurate it this year, this year, this year, and the dreams, the long dreams happen today. And not only this, I would like to inform us a very, very important schemes has been initiated, so many initiatives from the tourism department. I used to discuss with my colleagues, with due respect, does not mean that the other government does not take its necessary step, but MD government really, really focus on the tourism sector. Thousands of crore has been sanctioned from different funding sector for this department. Investment ranging from 5 to 10 crores are also being made in about different villages to build the new tourism infrastructure. This investment will create almost 4,000 jobs approximately in the state of Meghalaya. And apart from this, the accommodation for so many hotels, resorts has been sanctioned from the industries from the single window agency. And during these 4.5 years, not only this, apart from creating accommodation infrastructure on a large scale, and the government is also prioritizing the connectivity transport to promote tourism, like the Shillong Dauki roads and the Mairang Lena roads. This is always to boost the tourism. Instead of people coming from Guwahati via Umsing Nongpao, I'm telling you, in few months to come, the Mairang Regional Road, which is 80-kilometer long road, now will be completed in a very short time, which is one of the biggest projects in the state, which is almost 200 crore. So this is one of the achievements of the government. And also, recently, I would like to thank our Chief Minister. He has already sanctioned around 40 crore approximately for the Thalaskin projects, which will create us Giant Hills hubs for tourism in Giant Hills sector. Many projects are there. So I think even Garo Hills. And the same thing, you have received 730 crore from the NDB. Thank you, Mr. Vijay, really push up all this. So hopefully, in the years to come, in the span of 1 to 2 years, Meghalaya will be boosting tourism with under leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister. With these few words, so I would like to welcome you all and thank you all, especially on behalf of my tourism department, all my officers from the governments and all the stakeholders, and especially with all the Executive Secretary, thank you, Rao. They are always with us, even they are no more in service. Thank you so much. Your presence really shows that we are a teamwork in everywhere, whenever we do.
This really is a very historic day for the people of Meghalaya. And as Srimati Deepika Rao was mentioning, that she didn't realize how important this was or how meaningful this was for the people of the state. For us who have been in Shillong for some time, have seen and realized that this is not just a completion of a hotel. In some sense, it's kind of a positive hope and a kind of a message, a kind of really a challenge for us, which we overcame. And really, it's very difficult for somebody who has not been associated with this project to realize that. But it's not a completion of a hotel. It's really, as I said, it's the entire hope that we can do things that sometimes was thought that would not happen. So I think it's a very, very positive message that comes out of what we are doing today. It's much bigger than just a hotel. And from the beginning, why we started the functioning of our government in 2018, we have been focusing on a lot of specific projects and ideas and issues that have been pending for a very long time. And it has been our endeavor as a government to ensure that things that people felt could not be done and somehow had given up hope that it will never be touched or never been done or never will be done, it was our endeavor to show that, well, we can do it and we will do it. And this is another example of that determination, I should say, in us, to not give up and to continue doing things. We have faced a number of challenges, not just in this hotel, but as I said, this hotel can be a story of the state in one way, that we have faced so many challenges, but yet we consistently went ahead. We were committed to the cause. We were focused on what we were doing. We were monitoring things, and we are finally here to see that this hotel is complete. So it's really in a way, a nutshell of, even the story of the state in one way, that we can say that the challenges we faced, yet we have overcome those challenges. And today we are here because of the efforts put in by everybody. And Dr. Vijay was absolutely correct in saying that everybody sitting in this room has contributed in one way or the other to making sure that this hotel has reached where it is. We may have played a part in pushing things at the right time with the right effort and monitoring things, but I think everybody has done their part and their role. Our chief secretaries, Mr. Rao is there, Mr. Thank You is there, Kong Rebecca is here, all the past MDs who have been here, by Hector, Mr. Prashant Nayak, Kong Rebecca of course, and of course our chief secretary himself. So therefore, a lot of work has gone into this, and I'm sure that each one sitting in this room, those who have been directly involved in this project, of course you feel the sense of satisfaction. But I think all of us who cross this road every day, seeing this building every day, also have a sense of satisfaction that finally, that there is something happening, and it's as I think Mr. Saleh Samad said, it's almost like a relief, on the shoulder that one more thing done. Many more to go, but at least we have got another step forward, and we have at least completed one more project that was really pending for a very long time. So that aside, I think what is important is how do we move forward. And that is really the real reason why we are here today. And as Dr. Vijay has mentioned, that one thing that has been driving us from day one is our desire to be better than what we are today. Our desire to be at the top. And we always felt, I should say, that being a small state, being a tribal, largely a tribal state, but largely tribal population, sense of feeling that we cannot be in that top league has always been there in our mindset, that has kind of inhibited the growth potential that we had. So it was very crucial for us to ensure that the change in the mindset should be there. And I think that critical change in the mindset is what we have managed to put into the system, is what I would want to say very proudly today, is that we are actually today consistently I would say, that we are being able to make a difference in different departments. I was telling a lot of people that, well, if we have been doing well in one department, that means that the concerned official or the concerned person there, or some luck has allowed us to do well in the department. But when you see consistently that we become the best in vaccination, we become one of the best in e-governance, we become one of the best in tourism, we become one of the best in the startups, that means that there is something that's going well in the overall governance process that is allowing us to do well in all the fields. And it started off with this entire mindset to be at the top. And I keep repeating this all the time, and a lot of people used to laugh also at times, saying that, well, we are at the bottom, how do we expect to get at the top? And we always say that, well, it starts with that thought and the change in the mindset that we can do it and we will do it. And I think that change in the mindset is what has driven us. And here we are today, inaugurating this place with a much larger goal. This is just one piece of the entire picture that you are seeing. This is not even a piece of the picture, it's just one piece of it. Because the idea, as a lot of people have mentioned, we are looking at high-end tourism. You see, we are looking at ensuring that we are able to create a proper ecosystem. See, tourism is not about a hotel. Tourism is not just about, a nice destination or a nice waterfall. It's an entire ecosystem that you develop. It's an entire process that's put into place. It's this entire system that has to be created. You need the infrastructures that have to be there. You need the logistical support that needs to come in. You need the communication systems to be there for transportation. You need the manpower to be there, to be ready to be able to serve. You need the drivers in the taxis who are driving the people to be well trained. It's a full process and a system that has to be in place for tourism to develop. And hence, if you look at what is happening in the last 4.5 years, every effort that they've been trying to put in is adding up to this big picture, this big piece of making Meghalaya a high-end tourism destination and ensuring that we come up on the top. We always tell, and I always stress on every meeting that I have with my tourism department, and don't take it negatively. I want to just tell it to you in a very simple way, but I'll explain it further, that it is more important, I should say, that we get 1 lakh tourists, we get 1 tourist who comes in and spends 1 lakh, then getting in 1 lakh tourists and each one spending 1 rupee. You see, so it's the same thing at the end of the day, but the impact is different. Idea is that's where the high-end tourism comes in. So we have 10 lakh tourists coming in today, 12 lakh tourists coming in today. If each one spends just 1 rupee, which means they suppose they stay in some other part of the northeast, they hire the car from some other part in the northeast, they pack the food from somewhere else in the northeast, they just drive up to Shillong and throw the packet and go back, well, that's not the tourism we want. So therefore, how do we create that kind of a system where a tourist will have a reason to come and stay in Shillong, will have the logistics that are there to support him, and at the same time will have the activities to know that, well, I will do this on day 1, this on day 2, this on day 3, and be able to extend the stay of the tourist from just 1 day to 5 days, 6 days. So this really is the larger goal and larger picture of what we are trying to achieve out here. And what has happened today here in Shillong is just the beginning of this entire process, or it's a part of this entire process. I'm sure I can see so many of our other friends from the hotel industry who are here. You know, well, we should take this in a positive way. We need to bring up the standards in every way possible. This is a positive competition that we want. We would like to see that every hotel should now compete with each other in a positive manner and become better and better at what they do. And I think it's important to realize that today, in terms of the high-end rooms, Shillong has less than 300, 350 high-end rooms. That's it. You'll be surprised. When you go to any other part of the world, one hotel will have 2,000 rooms. Forget the whole, state. And here we are, the whole state, and we have less than 350 rooms that are of high-end value. That means that there's a huge gap between demand and supply. And hence we really need to come together, and I would want that every other operator out here in terms of hotels are able to improve that overall standards and bring things up even in the existing hotels that we have. And I'm sure that this will be a source of inspiration for all the other hotel operators in the city as well as the whole of the state. At the same time, we, what has been mentioned earlier, that we intend to have many more of these hotels coming up. We really are focusing a lot on high-end, rooms, whether it's the projects through the New Development Bank or other World Bank projects. We are working on creating high-end infrastructure and then leasing them out to different, organizations so that they can run them. So therefore, all these kind of infrastructural investments are being made. At the same time, we also realized that while we have these high-end rooms coming up, we need the tourists also. So therefore, a lot of talk and discussions have been had that why all these events are being organized, why are we spending so much money on these events? Well, that's how tourism grows. One has to understand that it's not just by putting up a small poster somewhere and saying, come visit Meghalaya, or putting a photo of, some waterfall that people will start coming in. It doesn't work that way. There's a complete process in which you have to connect with the potential tourists. We have to realize, that how the tourism sector works. It's not about just putting up a poster. You have to realize that, for example, that the children, in metros, their holidays are in the month of May, June, July. So therefore, the parents who are there, who want to take their children out, say from Bombay or Delhi, they will start planning in the month of January, February for their trip in the month of May and June and July. We need to understand that we need to touch those markets. What I'm trying to tell you is that don't think that tourism industry is a very simple basis and we can just simply come up with marketing programs and expect tourists will come. It requires a lot of tailored approach, tailored marketing. Specific niche markets have to be targeted, and those people then have to be brought in. Very soon, I'm sure some of you must have noticed, but the Northeast United now is wearing the Meghalaya Tourism logo on their shirt. And this is just a precursor to tell you that soon we'll be tying up in the long run with Northeast United. And we are working towards bringing them and shifting their base to Shillong, which means that the matches that are going to be held in the future for the Northeast United will be from Shillong. And if that works out, then you'll be actually having people and guests coming in. Just the organizers coming in will be in the numbers of 300-400 people coming in. They'll require places to stay. You know, we have larger goals in that, but I don't want to go into details. But these are kind of all the different programs which are connecting the dots and creating that big picture that I am telling you about tourism. And hence, in my beginning of my speech, I said that there's a lot to say, but I don't think I can go into everything. But that's how it will be. So I just wanted to give you a glimpse of what we are working on, and to tell you that it's not that we just wanted to complete this for the sake of completing it. This hotel, not only is a message about a positive hope that we have, that even long pending projects can be completed, but it is also about the larger picture of the bigger aspect of tourism and how we plan to take the tourism sector forward. Why tourism? Well, very simple. This hotel, as we move along, and on the calculations that we have made, the lease that has been given to the concerned person, that based on that lease, in the next 30 years, MTDC is expected to get more than 100 crores in terms of revenue by leasing out this hotel. That money will be more or less enough to make MTDC financially stable. On an average, we expect in the next 30 years, if above average room occupancy is there, that we expect that the revenue that we're going to get in terms of our GST taxes will be over 500 crores just from this hotel alone. Now, these are the kind of numbers that you're looking at, which normally, public will not relate to. But this is what really is, taking the entire process. And this is how we are planning things forward. We have more than 100 jobs that have been created, and 80-90% of them are all local people out here. All our local boys and girls who have got the job. So many of them have been trained, and they had to go to other places to work. Finally, they have a place here itself at home to be able to work. And this is the direct employment we're talking about. What about the indirect employment in terms of the taxis that will require, the drivers, the different food supplies that will require? It's unending. So one has to realize why tourism is so important. The kind of multiplier effect that tourism has on the economy is like no other sector. The kind of growth that we see. For an economy to grow, either you need investments coming in, either you need government spending to increase from outside, or you need tourism to come in for the money to flow. So that money then will further roll in the economy, and then the other people will benefit out of it. So this economic cycle is very crucial for us to be able to grow as a state. And therefore the multiplier effect that tourism has is like no other sector. And that is the reason why we are blessed to have beautiful locations, a very, very strong culture. We should ensure that we as a government are able to create the correct policies and create the right infrastructure and the ecosystem. The word is ecosystem. To create the right ecosystem for all these things to thrive and to move forward and grow.